Welcome to our second hour here at World Crisis Radio. This is our special Labor Day edition of the show, and we've been going through a short history of the U.S. labor movement, what those Austrians and Chicago boys never told you about. But now let's take time out to get up to date on the struggle against the current Wall Street Democrat, the warmonger, the Wall Street puppet, the anti-labor union buster, and would-be grave digger of the Social Security Act of 1935, Obama, and, of course, Achilles' heel of Obama. Where was he born, and did he become a citizen of Indonesia after that? So let's get a report from Phil Berg of Philadelphia, who I believe now has a specific date for people to come to Washington. Welcome, Phil.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. How you doing, Webster?
Fine, thank you.
I do, for all your listeners, and this is Phil Berg, who was the first attorney to sue Obama about not being natural born. I don't only believe he's not natural born, I believe he is not naturalized. I believe he is an illegal alien, and I have a suit pending in the D.C. Court of Appeals to that effect. We do have a rally scheduled for the Obama birth certificate eligibility and Obamacare rally, we're calling it, Saturday, October 23 at the west side of the United States Capitol in Washington, D.C. And we're hoping everyone can come to that. We hope when the show is over that everyone goes to our website, which is obamacrimes.com, and passes the word on to everyone in their address book and ask them to put it on and on and on. I think if the more American people, the more people that know about this, we can force the issue and force Obama out of office. So it's really imperative now. Obama's dropping in the polls, and whatever your pitch is out there, whatever your wish is, be it that I am a big umbrella, cover all of the issues, the health care issue, the taxation issue, the Social Security issue, the anti-war issue, whatever your situation is, think about it. If Obama is not eligible to be in office, which he is not, everything he has done is void or voidable. He's a usurper. He's a fraud. He's an imposter. And as the Constitution starts, we the people are determined to really right or wrong here. This is completely wrong. Obama, the best example for those of you just hearing about this, is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor of California, people have talked to about running for president for the last 10 or 15 years. And he says, amend the Constitution because I was born in Austria and I'm not constitutionally qualified to be president. Well, Obama is not constitutionally qualified to be president, but what does he do? He walks all over the Constitution. He doesn't care about our Constitution, as can be seen by the health care bill that he passed, which is blatantly unconstitutional. He's now putting together a panel to review Social Security, and people who he's putting on the panel have already given positions that they're for the dismantling of Social Security.
Absolutely. Al Simpson, a raving reactionary Republican who wants to destroy Social Security. But we've also got Andy Stern of the SEIU who wants to privatize it and put all that money into Wall Street, where it's going to be gone in the flash crash of the future.
Right. I mean, this is outrageous how many czars Obama has. I mean, wake up, America. You know, pay attention to this because it affects you and your children and your grandchildren. Obama has done more in a year and a half to destroy this country than anyone else, any other president in the history of our country in 234 years. And this is the greatest hoax upon the people of this country in 234 years. So we can do it. We can stand together, come to the rally. We can have a peaceful revolution. I'm asking people to bring a copy of their birth certificate. Can you imagine 1 million people holding up a copy of the birth certificate and saying, we are citizens of this country. Show us, Obama, that you're constitutionally eligible to be president. If not, we want you to resign from office and resign now. And
Absolutely.
I think we can do it. I know we can.
The real birth certificate. So you could show the media, right? If the media show up, you can say, this is what a birth certificate looks like. and he hasn't produced one. So here we go. Saturday, October 23rd. Mark your calendar. Save the date. I know I will. I'll be there for sure. Saturday, October 23rd. Any special time of day for people who may want to make their early reservations?
Sure. 12 noon to 4 p.m. 12 noon at the west side of the Capitol. And we will get together there, and we will have a peaceful demonstration with speakers. And more important, we want the people of the United States to come together on this issue, because there's nothing more important than our U.S. Constitution. And I'm doing this, I say, an umbrella for all of you out there. Whatever your issue is, your issue will not knock him out of office. My issue, or our issue, will. The fact that he's not constitutionally eligible to be president of the United States. This is a very critical issue because he is attempting to destroy this country. He's sending our country down the drain, affecting Social Security. He was going to be the anti-war president. We have so many troops in Afghanistan. We lost more troops last month. I think it was in August than any other month in the history of the Afghanistan war. The numbers are horrible. He gets on the TV to talk about the Iraqi war stepping down. We still have 50,000 troops in Iraq. You know,
so let me ask you one thing. Here in Maryland, I believe, we have a military judge who is presiding over some kind of a court-martial of a guy who says he doesn't want to be mobilized and sent to, I guess, Afghanistan now, or Iraq, because he doesn't believe that Obama is qualified to be president, and therefore this guy would have standing. And this was a news item on the wires yesterday. Do you have anything more about that?
No, I just heard that. I haven't read one. I heard from a good supporter that the judge turned down all requests for discovery. I mean, everyone's doing this. That's why I think these judges are wrong. They're basically saying that no one in this country has the right to challenge the U.S. Constitution. However, the case that I have pending in the U.S. District Court of Appeals for the District of Columbia, that type case, the false claims or qui tem, which I'm suing Obama on, that type case has already been to the U.S. Supreme Court, and they've decided the person bringing that case, which is called the relator, which is me, Philip Berg, has standing. So we have standing there. We have to move on. The issue we're dealing with is what's called conflict of interest. All this information is on our website, which is obamacrimes.com. Okay? The conflict of interest is the decision in False Claims Act cases are made by the Attorney General's office and the Department of Justice, both of which come under the Attorney General of the United States. Eric Holder is a conflict of interest because he was a senior member of Obama's campaign staff, number one. Number two, he was one of three individuals selected by Obama to select the vice president who selected Vice President Biden. And number three, he was nominated and confirmed as Attorney General of the United States, which is the highest law enforcement officer who reports to the president. If those departments under him, if that's not a conflict of interest, I have no idea what is.
Absolutely.
So we're hoping the D.C. Court of Appeals hears it our way, and if not, we'll take the case to the U.S. Supreme Court. But meanwhile, it's time we took it in our own hands with a peaceful demonstration, all of us getting together for the benefit of all of us. We want the truth. Ever since I filed my first lawsuit, I said, Obama, if I'm wrong, prove me wrong. He hasn't proved me wrong, and what has he done? He has spent over $2 million fighting my 3 lawsuits and 100 other lawsuits, and you don't spend that kind of money when you can get a duplicate birth certificate for $25. But more important than where he was born is the fact he was adopted in Indonesia. His name is Barry Sotoro. His nationality is Indonesia, and his religion is Islam, which is Muslim. If he hasn't legally changed his name is Barry Sotoro. So every time he signed his name as Barack Hussein Obama, he committed fraud in each of the 50 states and territories. We have to stop this fraud upon the United States of America. Please go to obamacrimes.com and do your best to spread the word and make a contribution if you can.
Okay, Phil, so we'll see you on that day, Saturday, the 23rd of October at noon on the west front of the Capitol. We'll be back in a minute here on World Crisis Radio.